All right. I went to sit down to go do this, and then distractions all over. So it is now 5:55. Divine timing, I guess. It's now 5:55 while we're doing this. And I don't know about anyone else if they ever just watch those like YouTube low budget movies. Those like really bad low budget movies with like voiceovers and the people's lips are like and then the voice is talking. But anyway, if you haven't, tune into that because they're hysterical and they make you appreciate good cinema. But there's also kind of a corniness to it, which just brings out like a little goof. So have fun with that. But anyway, I was watching one of those odd, like old world Britain kind of a shows or whatever, like a movie on YouTube. And I don't even think it had a title. I don't think it had a title, but there was this line in the movie, and I know it's like a bastardized version of like a Ben Franklin, Benjamin Franklin, like the father of electricity, even though that's really not the father of electricity, and it was actually an Italian guy, but that's fine. So it's kind of like that, but a little different. Anyway, it was talking about how anybody who gives up liberty for security deserves neither and loses both. And he said that, and then for the remainder of the next like hour of the video, Spirit would not stop. My team would not stop, and they just kept talking about it over and over and over and over again. And they're talking about how people don't realize how they give up their freedom, how people don't realize how they sacrifice and just how much they give away for a false sense of physical security. Because they're talking about how you're never more home. You're never more home when you're aligned, and you're never more home when you're free. And there's this idea of physical security that people get wrapped up in, and they're kind of talking about how right now you're bridging out of like this, I don't even want to call it a winter hermit mode, but there's some sort of, I hate this word, but like level up or growth or a little bit of healing that you just kind of underwent. And I want to say it was in the last couple days. Like, I want to say you just kind of got whacked with energy after energy after energy and bombarded and exhausted you. And they're talking about how that exhaustion was actually paired with like a level up. It was paired with like some sort of, I want to say the word cosmic, some sort of like cosmic alignment, some sort of cosmic attunement of your light body, which wiped out the energy of your physical body. And I'm not talking about for days. I'm just talking about like for maybe a couple hours a day, all of a sudden you're like whoosh, and it would smack you sideways. They're talking about how you're bridging out of this inner liftoff is what they just said, which is so random. Inner liftoff. Now we're Buzz Lightyear. Inner liftoff that's led you to freedom. And there's a certain part of strength that comes with inner freedom, and there's a certain part of strength that comes with inner alignment, and they just keep having the two being paired together. And it's really weird because the only thing on this High Priestess card that they're pointing out to me is like the veil, because the eyes are the only thing showing, and they just keep pointing to the unimportance of the physical, the unimportance of the physical vessel, the unimportance of the physical body. Now don't get that twisted. There is severe importance to caring for your physical vessel and yourself, and not getting lost, but being rooted in the physical world 1,000%. But they're talking about how the eyes that you use to maneuver the world and to see things clearly is the way that I want to say that. To see things clearly are changing. And it's like something about the eyes being the window to the soul. And when your soul's free, your eyes are open. That's the way I want to say it. And I know they're saying eyes, but then the third eye is also like illuminated and the crown is like glowing. So it's all of your eyes, it's all of your connectors, it's all of your feelers. And there's something about a completion of a cycle through your strength where you're no longer settling for less than you deserve. Because they're talking about how point in your life you may have thought that you were different. And I mean before your spiritual awakening, because they just rewound the clock super fast. And it was, and I just saw the needle going backwards on the wheel, like on the clock, and it just slingshotted backwards. And they're talking about how before your awakening, before your spiritual awakening, before your enlightenment, before your whatever, right? They're talking about how you never fit. And they're talking about how you didn't fit, but for some reason you were led to believe, or you told yourself you didn't fit because you didn't deserve where you were. But not in a way of like worth, in a way of being like, I don't deserve to be here. I'm different, I'm odd, I'm whatever, nobody likes me. Whatever the woe is me narrative was, because you couldn't understand yourself. And they're talking about you weren't wrong. You didn't deserve to be where you were, but not because you were lesser than, because you deserved more, because you were greater than you could realize. And there's a part of the lesson learned here as your boots on the ground is to learn your divinity, to learn what you deserve, to learn what is in your realm of capability. And it happens with unlocking yourself. And there's a part of strength that comes with that. And they keep showing me the world card and the loop, either the world snake or the loop that happens on the world card in tarot. I'll just show it to you like that. But for some reason, when I look at it, they're illuminating the circle, and they're not making it a solid object, nor is it a border or a barrier, and nor is it any sort of hindrance, but they're actually turning it into like a glowing aura, is the way that I want to say it. They're showing me like a glowing aura, to where now you are leading with your light. So you're no longer hiding yourself. You're leading with your light. And there's something that comes with leading with your light that links directly to your freedom, because you have freed your soul, is the way that I want to say it. Your light body, your essence, from temporary confinement due to security. The need for the physical vessel to feel secure, so we suppress the light, is the way that I want to say it. This is so wild and weird. And they're just talking about to analyze, I'm using analyze loosely, use discernment, take the seat of the observer, analyze where you are settling, analyze where you are taking less than you are. I want to say owed almost, because there's something about this is pulling me again back to birthright, and how your light is your birthright, your authenticity is your birthright, and how you vibrate creates a trickle effect through the interconnectedness of all things, and it just further implements your place in the world. And there's just something here that what you seek is tied. What you seek is tied. That's the second. What you seek is tied to your freedom. But it's not physical freedom for false security. They're asking you to take a look at how you define freedom. Because there's something about you needing to realize the self-worth journey, the self-love journey, the healing journey. And there's just something about revitalizing, replenishing, and releasing the light inside of you to allow it to shine through and through. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you've denied yourself the truth of your energy, of your soul, of your, I don't want to use the word purpose, but like of your balance, of your light. Like, and when I say light, I mean all of you. That includes the dark, because without the dark, you don't see the definitive borders where the light ends. And it's just extremely important. They're talking about to reanalyze freedom and change your definition if you need to, because sometimes it's not a physical thing outside of you stopping you. Sometimes it's just you. Sometimes it's just you defining your own limits and getting swept away in the physical day-to-day to where you don't realize what you're sacrificing, and you don't realize what you're giving up for a false sense of security. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. They just said through the waters is where you find shore. So I don't know who needs to hear that. Through the waters is where you find shore. Bye, guys. 10-10. 10-10 as we head out of here. Bye, guys.